Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Ministry of Civil Service will announce tomorrow the names of more than 19,000 male and female citizens who will compete for 2,000 vacancies at different governmental establishments. The third conference for health information discusses mechanisms of electronic system development at health institutions of the Sultanate. And Tent Pegging World Cup concludes its first version, hosted by the Sultanate at Equestrian City in the Wilayah of Barka. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. More than 19,000 male and female citizens will compete for 2,000 vacancies at different ministries and governmental units subjected to civil service law and executive regulation. The Ministry of Civil Service will publish tomorrow the names of candidates to enter written examinations and personal interviews for available vacancies, in addition to announce its proceeding dates according to the screening-based determined in vacancies announcement. The ministry also clarified in a statement that no one applied and nominated for 192 vacancies. The third National Health Conference organized by Nizwa Hospital discussed various topics related to the development of electronic health systems and enhancing the performance level at health establishments in the Sultanate. The event also highlighted the exerted efforts to upgrade the level of electronic health services and stressed the need to support the health system with electronic programs. The symposium discussed topics such as the advantages of electronic medical file, confidentiality and security of health information, and the Ministry of Health's plan to develop information technology at health establishments. It also tackled latest developments in the IT field. Participants from various medical categories were keen to take part in the symposium. The Directorate General of Health Services in the Governorate of Dhofar organized the first medication safety workshop. The workshop dealt with various topics such as pharmaceutical mistakes and its causes and the implementation of medication safety programs at hospitals. It also discussed self-assessment of medication safety at health establishments. A host of pharmacists took part in the workshop through presenting several work papers on the topic. Within the context of celebrating Arab Orphan Day, more than 500 children from childcare centers in various governorates of the Sultanate gathered in Car Association Club in Muscat. The activities were organized under the theme, One Day, One Voice, One Purpose, and Bring Hope to Orphan. His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed Al Kalbani, Minister of Social Development, stated that this event, witnessing a huge attention, was considered as a type of awareness to help orphans. He added the keenness of society to this category is represented in religious and traditional heritage aspects. The event witnessed a number of entertainment competitions, distributing prizes to children, small car races, and other activities. Still to come in our news bulletin. Pollution and overfishing almost led the oysters to disappear, but now they are making a comeback. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Various shows were displayed at Tent Pegging World Cup in its first edition equestrian village in the Vilayah of Barka. The event was organized by Oman Equestrian Federation in cooperation with International Tent Pegging Federation. 10 teams took part in the competition from 4 continents. The conclusion ceremony was impressive with its various parts such as horse and camel shows. The Tent Pegging World Cup was won by South Africa's team. The Sultanate team achieved the 2nd place and the Sudanese team came in the 3rd place. For the 6th consecutive year, the Sports Affairs Directorate in the Governorate of Musandam organized a visit to Kamsar coastal village. The 2-day event witnessed on interaction from students and bodies. It aimed to spread sports culture at the areas which far from clubs and sports complexes. It included swimming, tug of war and football. A number of Sultanates, governorates and wilayahs witnessed this morning heavy, moderate and light rains caused some wadis to overflow. In the governorate of Dahra, heavy rains fell in the center of the Vilayah of Ibri and made Wadi Al-Kabir to be overflowing. Also, light rains fell in the Vilayah of Stank and Yankul, while light rains fell in the Vilayah of As-Sanina in the governorate of Brahmi. Niaba of Jabal Al-Akhtar in the governorate of Dakhiliya witnessed moderate rains fell. In order to give the chance for autistic children to be involved in the community and raise awareness on autism, Al-Wafa Handicap Care Center in the Governorate of Brahmi marked the World Autism Day, which falls in the 2nd of April every year. The autism disease was discovered 70 years ago with various causes and treatment methods. Autistic children suffer from social contact difficulties. The whole world is in a race against time to find radical solutions to take autistic children from isolation they live in. The activities of the Autism Day in the Governorate of Brahmi attracted many people in the Governorate. The day included awareness programs and shows by handicapped children. Once in danger of disappearing from overfishing and pollution, oysters from the Chesapeake Bay near Washington are making a comeback. And business for farmers is on the rise. More details in the following report.
Chesapeake Bay oysters are making a comeback. Pollution and overfishing almost led to their disappearance, but thanks in part to farmers like Tal Petty, the market is booming. With his smartphone in hand, Petty takes orders to meet the demand for his product.
I get phone calls, emails, texts, and so I can run it from the boat here.
5 years ago, Petty quit his job in finance to farm oysters full-time. Now he has 7 employees.
The good news is they're selling. There's a growing market for the oysters. There's a new appreciation for local sustainable crops that are growing to clean the Chesapeake Bay.
Oysters feed on phytoplankton, tiny particles that consume oxygen in the water. By eating them, the mollusks allow the bay to breathe, cleaning it and creating a healthy ecosystem for many species.
They provide habitat for finfish and other crustaceans like crabs. Mussels are able to live on oyster reefs. They provide food for finfish and crabs as well as humans.
About 60 miles away in the U.S. Capitol, restaurants are welcoming back the local catch. This oyster bar has only been open a few months, but it's already cultivating an appreciation for the Chesapeake Bay mollusk's culinary diversity.
They're very large and they're very tasty and they're not very salty. You can have them, serve as a traditional, just to, shock it and serve it, or you can bake it in any which way or format. It's just delicious.
Petty began his farm with only a few thousand specimens. Today, he has 4 million. And while he may have left banking for life on the water, if this boom continues, Petty won't have much time to relax.
Now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of rainfall, thunderous occasionally and accompanied by gust winds and hails over the parts of the governorates of South Batina, Muscat Dakhliya, North and South Sharqiya. Winds will be south to southeasterly light to moderate, occasionally active. Seas along the coast will be moderate to rough along the southeastern coast with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters, while it will be slight to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate's coast with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Ministry of Civil Service will announce tomorrow the names of more than 19,000 male and female citizens who will compete for 2,000 vacancies at different governmental establishments. The third conference for health formation discusses mechanism of electronic system development at health institutions of the Sultanate. And 10th Pegging World Cup concludes its first version hosted by the Sultanate at Equestrian City in the Wilaya of Barka. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studio, thank you for watching and good night.